Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
As people come in, let's join together in a nigun. Here we go. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'd like to invite everyone just to take a moment to get still. We let our minds really move into Shabbat, to feel a calm, a relaxing, to feel the holy and the joyful rise up in us. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Praised are you, Adonai, who gives us this holy time of the Sabbath. So I want to say how wonderful it is to be together on this first Shabbat after the return of the hostages who were alive in Gaza. It is, I personally don't feel like I can exhale 100% yet. You know, there's still worry, but thank goodness, 2 years after the beginning of that horrible conflict, that we no longer have the chairs out front here with the Israeli flag. We don't have the banner out front with the hostages. It feels good to know that those who are still alive are back with their families at this point. So just so grateful on this Shabbat to be together. And I wanted to share with you a poem by Rabbi Hannah Yerushalmi. She wrote a number of poems in the last 2 years. She was a classmate at Hebrew College when I was there, so I know her, and she's a gifted poet, and she wrote this: Yellow again. Empty chairs, like we had up here, will be saved for friends arriving late, and tape will be tape again. And hostage necklaces will be put away, forgotten in drawers. And Saturday night will be date night once again. Signs for the missing will be for dogs and cats. May they come home soon. And city squares will be filled with grandparents pushing strollers and lovers dreaming of futures walking hand in hand. Tears will be for mourning or joy, but not again for anguish. And monsters will go back to hiding in closets or under the bed. And when dusk settles over the land, parents will know exactly where their children are. And yellow will be yellow again, the color of fragrant etrogs and speckled autumn leaves and crown-tipped spring daffodils and rubber ducks and sprinkles on a cake. And oh yes, the color of the hopeful rising sun. So it is good to be at that point after 2 years. And there is sadness, but there is also joy. And I just want to mark how good it is for us to be together and to continue to pray and hope for peace. So it's my pleasure to invite up to the bima Laura Miller for a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Laura Miller, member of Temple Solal's Board of Trustees. We're so glad to have everyone here tonight. Welcome, and to those of you on live stream, welcome to you. Torah study will be held tomorrow morning from 9 to 10 via Zoom. It also serves as a minyan for anyone saying Kaddish. Our tzedakah will be going to Mazon. It's a national advocacy organization inspired by Jewish values and ideals, working to end hunger among people of all faiths and backgrounds in the U.S. and Israel. Our weekly e-news and our Friday service handout both contain opportunities to engage in the life of Solal. Take a moment to read it and get involved in any activity that appeals to you. Be sure to check for updates as we have many new events coming up soon. And a reminder to be aware of your surroundings and make yourself aware of the exits. Remember, if you see something, say something. To make sure we can all enjoy Shabbat together in peace, please take a moment now to verify that your cell phone and other electronic devices are silenced and put away in a pocket or purse. And let's welcome Shabbat together, and we can also wish Rabbi Steele a very happy birthday. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. So I'd like to invite up David and Marilyn to light candles, and then we'll sing. David and Marilyn Reinhardt's. Okay. We're on page 2 for the candle lighting.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
And the Kiddush is on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho v'ahavahu ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra kodesh zecher l'tziyat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Thank you guys so much.
And now we get to continue with the wonderful simcha, the wonderful joy of a baby naming. And Dahlia, if you'd like to come to the bima now, and you can have your escorts, your parents, Marissa and Sean, and your big brother. Come on down. Hello, little one. It's so good to see you. Hi. God and Creator, loving parents and a big brother have come into your presence to voice the longings of their hearts in prayer. Give them the wisdom to teach their child to be faithful to the heritage of the household of Israel, that she may grow up with the knowledge that you are always near to her, guiding and sustaining her. Keep open her eyes to the beauty in the world, to be conscious of the wonder, and to see the goodness in each human being. May she ever nourish the goodness that has been implanted within her soul. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, hu yivarech et hayelda hazot, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yiten la, dea bina v'haskel, chayim v'chesed, bracha v'shalom, v'yizku avoteha ligdola, l'Torah, l'hupa, el ma'asim tovim. May the one who blessed our mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless this child with life and health. May she be a joy to her parents, to her brother, to her grandparents, to all who know her. May she live to bring honor and blessing to humanity and the house of Israel, and glory to the presence of God. Now, in the presence of her loved ones and of this congregation, we give her the name in Hebrew, Devash Leat, Bat Mechela Leah V'Natan. May this be a name honored and respected for wisdom and good deeds. May God's blessing rest upon this child now and always. Yevarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisemecha shalom. May God lift you up and always give you shalom. May it always be a joy to your parents and your brother. May your life be full of the most wonderful blessings. And together we say,
Amen.
Amen. Mazel tov, Mazel tov. And we'll sing Siman Tov and Mazel tov very gently so we don't scare anybody who is 1 year old.
Siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, Yehelanu, 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 Olechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu.
And look on Monday for all the temple presidents and the naming certificate to make it official.
Well, nothing more joyful than that. That was wonderful. So we'll continue on page 11 with a sweet hope that's at the bottom of the page. Elechem de libi, God is my heart's desire. Help me to connect to God. At the bottom of the page, we join together.
Elechem na libi, 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 Elechem na libi. Elechem da libi, Elechem da libi, Elechem da libi. Kusana ve'al natitalev. Come out wherever you are. Kusana ve'al natitalev. Come out wherever you are. Come out wherever you are. Hosanna ve'al natitalem. Come out wherever you are. Elechem na libi, 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 Elechem na libi.
And just as we have sought through that prayer to come closer to God, we turn to Lecha Dodi on page 20, which is about going out to meet Shabbat, feeling that sense of connection to this holy, sweet day. So we are going to join in Todd Herzog's beautiful Lecha Dodi. When we get to the last verse, we will rise and turn and face the door to welcome in the Shabbat bride.
Shamor v'zachor v'diburecha. I must have hit a transpose button in here somewhere. Sorry about that. It's like an octave higher than it should be. Shamor v'zachor v'diburecha. Hishmianu el ha'miyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem ultiferet v'litilah lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabla likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor habracha merosh mekedem nesu Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabla Lecha dodi לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה, נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה, נקבלה.
With that sweet melody still playing in our ears, let's take a moment to greet each other before we go on with the service. To be continued at the Oneg after the service. Turn to page 28. Page 28 for the Baruch Hu.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Talalai, lai, lai, yalalai, 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 lai, lai,
Grateful to God for our amazing natural world. We turn to the top of page 31 and join together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
Ahavat olam bet Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu lemadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu v'shokmenu uvkumenu nasiach b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני Adonai echad, Baruch Shem kevod malchuto leolam vaed.
Please be seated. On page 36, we join together in a beautiful meditative version of the Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך.
This week, like many American Jews, I found myself staying up late the night that the hostages were released, just waiting, praying, watching scenes of people gathered at Hostage Square in Israel and elsewhere as they waited for the news. And then as the news started to come in, I just felt the tears just running down my cheeks. Such relief to know that it was finally really happening. And so as we turn to Micha Mocha on page 40, this week we really appreciate what freedom can be.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילו עושה פלא, נורא עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ואמרו, זה לי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילו עושה פלא, נורא תהילו עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
We turn from that prayer about freedom for nations to, on page 42, the Hashkivenu, which is about reaching out personally to God, asking for a night of peace and renewed sense of life in the morning. Hashkivenu.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, העמידנו שומרנו לחיים לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים לחיים. May you shelter us with peace until the morning comes. May you lay us down with love, and may you raise Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim l'chaim.
We think now of friends and family who are in need of a prayer of healing. On this Shabbat, we are thinking of Kit Kasich, Emmanuel Kalu, Myra Greenberg, Leah Dombrow, Marilyn Carson, Sandra Levitt, Norma Suckle, Mark Rodman, Abraham Noah, Yonatan Ben Benami Varut, Tina Robbins, Carl Libhart, Lois Berman, Ruby Zach, Jay Berman, Eric Schaffert, Wendy Lieberman, Steve Ecker, Robin Rosenblum, Elizabeth Schaffert, Caitlin Beeler-Smith, Meredith Adams, Jessica Duwall, Jeff Lipsman, Allison Wasserman, Blair Pryor, Adrienne Hart, Rabbi Karen Kadar, Rabbi Mayer Feldman, Sonia Breslow, Jacob Bakerman, Rebecca Feldberg, Terry Weltman, Joyce Spiesman, Buddy Tessier, Shira Chassa Bat Auden Vesterna, Myra Baum, Yonatan Ben David Vagolda, Janet Heller, Dottie Braun Cohen, Gail Bovey, Karen Hurley, Jessica Bovey, Richard Philman, Alice Gartell, Len Ballin, Alan Farkas, Valerie Piazza, Matt Cohen, Warren Manspizer, Sheldon Manspizer, and Lenore and Bruce Rose. And I'll go around if anyone wants to mention anyone else. Home, people may be mentioning names. We keep all of them in our thoughts and prayers as we turn to the back inside cover of our prayer book and join in Todd's beautiful prayer for healing.
El na rafana la rafana lanu El na rafana Dear God of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith, help us renew our faith, grant us a perfect healing, grant us a perfect healing, bring peace to all our days, bring peace to all our days. El Narifana la, Rifana El Narifana la, Rifana lanu. Restore our strength of body, restore our strength of body. Help clarify our minds, help clarify our minds. Refresh our tired spirits, refresh our tired spirits, rejuvenate our light, rejuvenate our El Narifana la, Rifana lanu. El for all these blessings. Thank you for all these blessings. Throughout our days and nights, throughout our days and nights, we celebrate the journey. We celebrate the journey. This precious gift of life, this precious gift of El Na Rafana Rafana El Na Rafana Rafana El Na Rafana Rafana El Na Rafana Rafana
In traditional communities, the tefillah is said 3 times a day. When I learn in Israel, the midday prayer, the mincha, is in the Beit Midrash. And I have my spot, because you should have what's called a makom kavua, your fixed spot where you pray. And looking around as people, some people daven very, very quickly and then sit down and open their phones. But the person who really was the most senior faculty member, he was the one that took the longest. And when he led the tefillah for everyone, his was a tefillah where you really felt his spirit being lifted up, and you knew that he was offering prayers not just for himself, but prayers for the community and prayers for the world. We continue on page 46, 48, 50, and 52 with the tefillah. Please rise in body, posture, or spirit.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh Hakol, Ve'zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol, Ata Rav lehoshia, Mahashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachami rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umkayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umchayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah le'achayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. A poem for Shabbat by Debbie Perlman. God, help us now to make this new Shabbat. After noise, we seek quiet. After crowds of indifferent strangers, we seek to touch those we love. After concentration on work and responsibility, we seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world you are creating. We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness that are in ourselves and in others. We reach towards one holy, perfect moment of Shabbat. We continue on page 60 with Shalom Rav.
ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We pause now for our own thoughts and our own prayers.
יהיו לרצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון עם והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי וגואלי וגואלי יהיו לרצון אם רפי בהגיון ליבי לפניך.
So before Rabbi Steele disappears behind the console, on behalf of all of us, I want to say thank you. We all received the email this week about your change after this year, and I think everyone here is just so grateful for the way that you've touched everybody's life as a rabbi, working with so many rabbis around the country. The way that I just see that anyone who is in need, you reach out to them, you make sure that they're cared for. It's just an incredible, incredible, and precious gift. And the spirit that you bring, adding your heart to each service. And while I joke about it, also the blessing of keeping me on track, remembering all the details. You must be married. But really, your kindness and graciousness is something that has touched all of us. There'll be other times to say goodbye, but so we don't clap, but we can do the silent. Thank you so much. So this week we celebrated the release of the remaining hostages. What a day. It's one of those days where so often when there's a tragedy you say, where was I? But to be able to say this for an event filled with joy, that's a machaya, that's a blessing. And to see the reunion of the families that were separated after 2 years couldn't help but touch all of our hearts. As well, we're reminded of the hostages who died while they were in captivity. And we think of the many people in Israel and in Gaza, the innocent people who lost their lives. Tonight I want to begin by first sharing with you some of the images from Hostage Square, just to recall where we were but a week ago, and then to look at some of the joyous moments of reunion. Hostage Square. When you entered Hostage Square, and this is right in the heart of Tel Aviv, and it's right where the Tel Aviv Art Museum is. And for 2 years, that was the place where every Saturday night people gathered for Havdalah and gathered to say, bring them home. And there was the counter that you see here. There were tables for the captives, and a whole large section, as I described, during high holidays on Yom Kippur. You see the chairs that were there, and over the course of time, the chairs changed just a bit as each of the hostages that were able to were freed. And then there was the rally each Shabbat at Hostage Square. You see it's wall-to-wall people calling for the release of the hostages. But all throughout, there were different remembrances, different art installations by family members. And so you'll see hearts for the captives. It was a sukkah with a heart for each of those who was taken by Hamas. And as I spoke about during the High Holy Days, this piano for Alon Ohel, you'll see his picture in just a few moments. And people would come, they would play on the piano. And different families had different remembrances. That's where we were but a week ago. And I'm sure many of us looked, but we hold the images of joy and relief. The first is Evyatar David. You see him in the helicopter. You see him with an Israeli general. You see him with his family. And this beautiful photo of Elkanah Bobat and his wife Rebecca, reunited after 2 years. And then Itan Moore and his parents. And just look at the joy on their faces. And here is Alon Ohel. And there was special care taken when the hostages were brought out and when they were brought first to the hospital. When I was back in Israel last winter, then we visited a hospital where children were brought, and the care that was taken for each adult to help them come back to freedom. And the scene which was repeated again and again in Israel of welcoming the hostages home. And the scene of family, Nimrod Cohen and his family. Nimrod is in the center. You can see how emaciated he looks, and you can see their love. And this is a beautiful, beautiful picture of Omri, Miran, his wife Lindsay, and their daughters. Had another picture of them at the beach. And to see a family like that reunited. And then you'll feel the love in this next photo. Ariel Kunil and his wife, they were both hostages. And then for Simchat Torah, the picture of us taking down the banner, that we folded the Israeli flag, we took the chairs off the bima, we went out to the lobby with, got the right picture, and we went out to the lobby with the Torah scrolls going for Simchat Torah, and just everybody's reaction as that banner came down was incredible. And there were joyous reunions in Gaza, but I didn't include those pictures because some of those who were released were responsible for the deaths of innocents. And that was a painful image for many, many Israelis. So what are the deep touch points, the deep values as we begin to move forward for Israel and for our community? And I think it comes from the Passover Haggadah, because the Passover Haggadah is all about images of freedom. And I'm going to share with you some of the depth of things that we all say, but we're called to remember as if we left Egypt. The Haggadah begins, "Let all who are hungry come and eat." After having been slaves in Egypt, what is it that we developed throughout the years? We developed a mission to care for all people who are in need. We could have turned inward to the United States. We developed a mission to reach out and care for all people who are in need. Our donations to Mazon for food relief, our donations on the high holidays affirm this value. At the beginning of the Seder, we break the middle matzah, and it's a symbol of brokenness, but it's also a symbol that wholeness will come again. And then there's the power of the 10 plagues. Bless you. In one Haggadah that I often use, it says, "Our rejoicing at the liberation of our ancestors should be tempered by the memory of the suffering of the oppressor and the oppressed, and by the knowledge that tyranny still abides. Many evils remain to plague us. Each one diminishes our cup of joy." So whether you dip your finger, use a spoon, pour from your cup, we can't have a full cup when we recall the suffering of the Egyptians. One year I was at a spiritual retreat for Pesach, and instead of just dipping a finger and putting it on your plate or on a napkin, you dipped your finger and with the wet wine touched it to your cheek. And with the 10 drops, it began to roll down the cheek, and you could feel viscerally what it was like, the sorrow and holding the tears. That when there's a full cup, we still remember what it took to get there, and we empty just a little bit. Now, the next piece I'm going to share with you is shocking. Many of you have probably never seen it unless you grew up in an Orthodox home from the Haggadah. This is an insertion that comes during the Birkat Hamazon. It's called Shafoch Ruchacha. It's send out your wrath. And the words are, pour out your wrath upon the nations that do not acknowledge you, upon the dominions that do not recall your name, for they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his habitation. Pour out your indignation upon them, and let the wrath of your anger overtake them. Pursue them with anger and destroy them from beneath the heavens of the eternal. The contemporary Passover Haggadah, we don't put that in. But it just points to a very human impulse that some still feel, that with the suffering, that when someone inflicts some suffering, that they should suffer in turn. Pour out your wrath. But those words have been rewritten. And there's a new reading called Pour Out Your Love. Now, there's a debate about where this comes from. Some people trace it to a Ashkenazic Haggadah from 1521, from the city of Worms. They say it was rediscovered in 1963. Other people say it was written in a contemporary era. It's a beautiful Haggadah, a different night. But listen to the words. Pour out your love on the nations that know you, and the dominions that call upon your name. For the loving kindness they performed with Jacob in their defense of the people of Israel, in the face of those who would devour them. May they be privileged to see the sukkah of peace spread for your chosen ones, and rejoice in the joy of your nations. And really, while there are people that point to wrath, that our call, and the real call that we feel at this moment, is a call for pour out your love. That the only way that peace will come is when the difficulties are set aside. You know, many years ago, I went to the Limud conference in England. I call it Woodstock for Jewish intellectuals. There were about 2,000 people for 7 days. And there was an Israeli, a former colonel from the Sahal, the army. This was during the Second Intifada, whose daughter was killed in a bombing. And there was a man whose brother was killed who had been in prison, a Palestinian. And the two of them worked together. They formed organizations so that Palestinians and Israelis who had lost their loved ones could come together and talk with each other. It's so very hard with what the last 2 years have been. It could feel overly simplistic. We acknowledge the pain, but also we acknowledge the need for love. And now, a last image, and we're going to turn off the slides, Be'ezrat Hashem, with God's help, and that there are no gremlins. And one of the most moving things that I've seen is this year's entry from Israel in Eurovision. It's by Yuval Raphael, called A New Day Will Rise. She was at the Nova Festival. There was an interview with her on YouTube. And just appreciate the power of this Eurovision entry.
And even if you say goodbye, you'll never go away. You are the rainbow in my sky, my colors in the gray, my only wish upon a star, sunshine in the day, the only song that my piano ever plays. And even if you say goodbye, you'll always be around to lift me up and take me high, keep my feet close to the ground. Are you proud of me tonight? Dreams are coming true. I choose the light, nothing to lose if I lose you. New day will rise, life will go on. Everyone cries, don't cry alone. Darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay, even if you say goodbye. Et même si tu dis adieu, tu ne partiras jamais. Mon ciel dans mon ciel bleu, mes couleurs dans le cri, on se souhaite sous un ciel tard, un rayon de ma journée, la seule chanson que mon piano peut jouer. New day will rise, life will go on, everyone cries, don't cry alone, darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay, even if you say, yeah, day will rise, life will go on, everyone cries, don't cry alone, darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but you will stay, the love of my life. מים רבים לא יכבו את האהבה, ונהרות לא ישטפו. New day will rise, everyone cries, don't cry alone, darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay, even if you say goodbye. A new day will rise. New day will rise.
Shabbat Shalom. I just find that just incredible. The last words in Hebrew you couldn't hear, well, that there's water and it won't flood over me. It's just so beautiful. We continue with the Aleinu on page 282. Please rise in body, posture, or spirit.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו עינון, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Ushmo Echad.
Please be seated. The Kaddish is on page 294. At this moment, I would read the names of hostages who died in captivity, many of whose remains have been returned, some whose remains have not been returned. Amiram ben Sarah, Aryeh ben Tzvi, Asaph ben Ilan, Dor ben Yuval, Eliyahu ben Devorah, Hadar ben Simcha, Itai ben Ruvain, Yoshua ben Luit Moel, Lior ben Gior, Mene ben Yaakov, Omer ben Ronin, Az ben Amir, Ronin ben Tamar, Ran ben Yitzhak, Sarah ben Aharon, Sontatha Akasari, Sudhaskik ben Thongma, Tal ben Zohar, Tamir ben Moshe. For our congregation, we recall those who have died during the past month. Sandy Waladi. During the first year, we recall Sally Rosenblum, Sandra Barkov, Joan Balin, Irina Redeka, please rise as loved ones' names are read. Leonard Aldies, Bradley Lund, Janine Corr, David Lieberman, Steve Gubin, Sarah Ransom. We recall the yahrzeit, as is the tradition in the congregation, of Rabbi Regina Jonas. Remember Elsa Afthroat, Brian Baum, Beatrice Berkowitz, Charles Broman, Kay Butnick, Beatrice Evans Coopersmith, Aronita Engel, Edna Flug, Jeffrey Fox, Rachel Frank, Herman Glass, Harry Glasser, Linda Harden, Abraham Iskovitz, Morris Lasik, Henry Levitt, Jackie Kransberg-Logo, Armando Martin, Michael Martin, Leon Meckler, Maurice Miller, Bernard J. Mizcock, M.D., Irving Ozer, Vincent Pogge, Albert Reinhertz, Suzanne Sachs, Ben Summer, Burton Spauer, Malcolm Zucker. Are there others whose names we did not recite, or are there mispronunciations to correct? Are there names that you'd like to add? And for those of you watching online, please enter in the names of your dear ones in the chat. Please rise as a congregation. Recall all of those with no one to remember them, those who have died because of violence in the world, and those who have died because of disaster and in the defense of freedom. We say the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. V'agala v'zman kariv v'yamru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam amei amaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'gudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushvachata v'nechemata. Damiram v'alma v'yamru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael V'emru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to the bereaved. Amen. Our closing song, page 336.
We're going to do a different
Our
closing, but we're
closing
going to do
song is
Motzi
going to be
first.
different.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do the Motzi
and then
first.
we're going to do a Oseh Shalom.
See, it's not only Rabbi Steele. Let's join in the Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And this was not on you, Rabbi Crystal. I just felt better. We should close with a song of peace. Oseh shalom bimromam, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום.